MSNBC, you know, the Al Sharpton network that regularly condemns the rich for not paying their fair share in taxes. Well, their anchors aren't getting the message. Now, we all know about Al Sharpton's tax problems, but he's not the only one. 3 other big-name anchors there have tax problems of their own. National Review writer Jillian Melcher broke this one, and you have the details for us.
I do. So Touré, I think, is the most interesting recent one. He owes more than $59,000 in taxes. And I was going through his Twitter feed, and it's just really interesting because he said that tax avoidance was one of the things driving income inequality, one of the main culprits. So he's not paying his own taxes.
So there's some hungry people in America right now who need to get on Twitter and say, Touré, feed us, feed us, feed us.
Yeah. So, and it's not just him. Joy Reid owes nearly $5,000 current tax warrants taken out against her. And then on top of that, news broke last week that Melissa Harris Perry had $70,000 in IRS liens taken out against her as well. Now, I don't really have a problem with, these anchors making a lot of money. Good for them. It's their talent. Sure. But if you're going to push for taxing the rich, if you're going to push for no loopholes for the wealthy, you got to at least pay your own taxes.
That's the whole gist of this all. It's the hypocrisy of it is absolutely galling. It's mind-boggling. And I mean, it's not even reporting. It's the wagging the finger in the face of people who are legitimately successful, have done the old bootstrap thing. And by the way, I think the worst thing they do is that they tell their viewers and their audience that it's not possible. In other words, any success you see out there was manipulated or man-made, it was inherited or something. It wasn't someone out there with the dream and guts to go out there and pull themselves up. So they destroyed a dream for everyone else. To your point, they're making a lot of money, and then to top it all off, the cherry on top, they won't pay their taxes.
I couldn't agree with you more. And I think, I called MSNBC, wanted to comment on whether they perceive this as hypocrisy and whether they intend to do anything about it. No comment.
No comment at all. $5,000. Now, that one, I think, borrow $5,000 from someone real quick.
It's a little more sympathetic, but it's principle.
What's up with Al Sharpton? Where's his number? Can we get a tally somewhere as he pays it off? Like, how long before he's squared with the American taxpayer system?
Yeah, I'm keeping a pretty close eye on it. I mean, his tax situation is so complex that it's hard to get a handle on.
Yeah.
New York Times reported in November, went through, that it was $4.5 million. He disputes that sum. But I was looking at it last week. Just New York state taxes, he and his entities owe $876,000 right now. That is a huge sum of money.
It is, and when you owe these guys, when you owe the IRS money, it keeps going up. The counter goes up. You got to pay them because they hit you with penalties and all the. Unless maybe they suspended them from him. I don't know. When you visit the White House 53 times, you might get breaks. The rest of us don't.
That's true. I mean, I think what's really interesting with him, though, is he's reached a tax settlement. Tax settlements are supposed to help you resolve that debt.
Right.
The goal is to make it so you can eliminate that debt. Yet New York Times is reporting that his tax debt has grown. That's a big red flag.
That is. You know what? You are one of the best investigative reporters out there. You're young, you're smart, and you break these stories, and we appreciate it.
Thanks
a lot.